The French Bulldog has been added to the program. The Lapahai Blue Blood Bulldog it's been added to the program of the American Bully. The English Bulldog has been added to the program. From the looks of it, I can see that the Chinese Shar-Pei has been added to the program. The Dobie, well, I don't think the Dobie, that's just me, but I am going to say the Rottweiler and the Miniature Pinscher has been added to the program. You know, I'm talking about the new dog that's taking over. The new dog that's being created. These are all the dogs that has some of the dogs. These are some of the dogs that has participated in that program. We still don't know what dogs make an extreme. Still don't know that. Any dog can make an extreme. We know the Chihuahua has been added. Boston Terrier. The Pekingese and the Pug. All have been added to the American Bully program. The Cane Corso. It's been added. Beethoven. He's been added too. Okay. The Saint Bernard. He's been added too. You know, the American Bulldog's been added to the program. What else? You know, the list goes on. They've been added to the program. They're in your bully, the current American Bully that some of you may own today. Not all of you, but some of you. Okay, you got dogs like Miyagi. You got dogs like Giagi. These are dogs that's been added to the American Bully program. There's a numerous amount of brand new dogs that have been added to the American Bully program. The list keeps on increasing as time goes by. And what's been happening is we are identifying the dogs that are being used, since nobody else will. Since we can't find time to tell the truth about this dog, who's breeding it and how it's being bred. We have to find time to tell the truth about who's breeding it and how it's being bred. We have to find that time to tell the truth about who's breeding the American Bully and how is it being bred. A lot of people, they are not going to tell you the dogs they added to the program nowadays because they're disqualification dogs. They completely go against the standard. In the show ring, it might be a standard. But when you get to the streets, the neighborhoods, where people are, there's no standard. Nobody has a standard. No classics. They just have whatever comes out of on that breeding. Some people don't know if it's good or bad. Some people don't care if it's good or bad. They're just looking at the two dogs. And they're telling you from the gate that they're going to do this breeding no matter what you say. They're going to do it. This breeding will be done. It's going to take place, and they're gung ho on it. Hey man, it's only going to be so long that you can keep continuing to breed the American Bully in the shape, form, or fashion that you want to. It's going to be so long that you're going to be able to continue to do this before, when the stop comes, you guys are going to be stuck with tons and tons of dogs that you just can't use unless you're selling these dogs to the streets. And it's a real true American fact, okay, that you're going to be stuck with a bunch of dogs that can't go to the registry because they've all been bred the wrong way. It has been said numerous amounts of times, this needs to stop. This needs to stop. Nobody's going to keep on saying it and repeating it. What's going to happen is it's going to stop. When you got dogs coming in there that are like 14 inches from the ground, that's supposed to be the standard. But these dogs are even smaller than that. Okay? They're supposed to be somewhere between 14 and 17 inches. These dogs are 14 inches, and they're supposed to be 17 inches. I'm just saying they're getting smaller and smaller. There's no way an American Bully dog can breed a small dog just like that. How is that possible unless you're breeding in something different? It is no way that pit bulls have ever created exotics. We already know that, the world is breeding in different stuff. So, yeah, the dog is turning over and turning over fast. It's turning over and turning over fast. And to be truthful, out of all the things that we want to be able to do about it, we more than likely are not going to be able to do nothing about it. You're not going to be able to participate in what's going on right now, because it's people mass producing, mass breeding, and they breeding way more dogs than you. So they throwing out way more dogs than you. They got more room than you. They brag about the room that they have. Look at the size of my yard. Look at the size of my cages. They're just producing more than you. There's going to be no way you can compete, so you can't actually remain to stay on the same standard when you got people with tons of dogs that are breeding up new standards. And you got to accept the new standard because they have so many dogs of that category. There has to be a new standard wrote up now. And if you don't write it up, what you going to do with all these dogs? And some of the dogs, some of the dogs, and not all of the dogs, look better than some of the old school dogs. They look better than the dogs. You got dogs that literally look better than the old school dogs. That bulldog blood then been compounded so many times, mixed to that pit, mixed to that staff. And some of them never used a pit nor a staff. They just used another American Bully. You know what I'm saying? They used the Bully, bred them up with the Bully, and then took it back to a bulldog, and then bred that back to a Bully. So many times and so many different ways have these people bred these dogs to get them to where they're at today. There's no way possible that you're going to be able to keep the old school dog and compare it to what's going on right now. You want to know why it ain't no way possible? It's too many of the new school dogs being bred. Too many. And not enough old school blood. Not enough old school blood. The old school blood people don't even want. Gotti line, they don't want it. Not G-O-T-T-I. They might want that G-O-T-T-Y. That's what they might want. They might want that G-O-T-T-Y, but they ain't gonna want that G-O-T-T-I. They too big. They're breeding away from the big dogs. They barely like classics. They barely like standards. It's just micro, exotic, extreme. You know what I'm saying? This is the wave. This is what's popping. This is what's going on. R.I.P. to the fallen soldier. This is what's going on, man. This is the wave. You can either choose to ride it, or you can choose to ride your own wave. And when you ride your own wave, you got to bring in your own clientele. That's what you got to do. You and your friends got to bring in a new clientele. Because the clientele that's out here right now is going to be too rough for you to deal with. You're not producing enough dogs. And the people that are producing the new dogs, it's a litter being born almost every, man, I say almost at least every 5 to 10 minutes. It's a new litter being born of the new dogs. They're out here everywhere. So, you know, the new wave is here and I'm just tripping on it. I hope y'all tripping on it too. Face the bully.